I'm Fatima.
And I'm Sean.
And we are
Powerful Creators.
Hey, welcome to episode 10 of Powerful Creators podcast. Hey, Sean.
Hi, Fatima. How are you? This is so fun, so exciting. We're already at episode number 10.
Yes.
Very cool. This has been a pleasure. It's been so fun.
It has. And today we are going to speak about...
The illusion of failure.
It's so great that you are saying the word failure, because I would fail to say failure. We are starting like this.
That's okay to fail on that word.
That's very okay, and I feel really good with it because I know every time I say the word, I'm getting better and better saying the word in the right way.
It's the context that's important, Fatima. It's how we look at failure that's important and how we classify that in our mind.
Yes, I do feel really good saying the word failure with you here because I trust in you and I know that you are not judging me and that I'm always learning with you. So I feel so good. But I wonder how some people will feel when they feel that they are failing something.
That's a great point that you bring up, Fatima. A lot of times, people and I'm not immune to this myself, especially in previous times where I wasn't aware of how to handle failure. How do you handle failure? What do we do? What importance are we giving to that word? What emotion do we feel?
That's very interesting. I was thinking right now that when I say failure, I'm not saying just to you. I'm saying to all the people, everyone that is listening to us right now. And it's kind of a funny feeling because I'm not saying it in a wrong way intentionally. I'm just saying in a better way I can. And I believe that when you do it with the right intention and trying your best and doing your best, you should always feel good, because if you are failing, it means that you are trying. And if I'm trying, that is already a win, because it means I'm taking the first action to have it well. So if I'm saying failure again, it means, and maybe I'm saying already better than the first time I said in this episode, like 2 minutes ago, it means that I want to be better. So I feel good when I think about that.
Absolutely. The idea about feeling good, Fatima, is the most important part. I know that you said it before, and I'll repeat it now. You say that you never fail. You simply receive feedback from your activities. And that's so important because it's the truth. If someone is taking on an activity and it didn't work out exactly how they thought, yes, you could beat yourself up and say, oh, that failed. I'm a failure. They're implanting themselves in the outcome of an activity. Then you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you look at it differently and you make peace with whatever outcome is going to happen, then you're already way far ahead and you're able to make any outcome a success.
Exactly. I came across a video from Peter Crone in which he was speaking about losing. And he said this quote from Jack Nicklaus: one of the most important parts of winning is being okay with losing. What do you feel about this, Sean?
I think, Fatima, that's a really great point that you bring up, in that when you fear something, you're focused on it, number one, and whatever you focus on expands. So if you have a 50% outcome either way, just statistically, then if you're focused on the F word, the failure word, and you're not really focused on the outcome you really want, your fear of failure is going to skew the outcome in a favor that's not in a manner that's not in your favor. So if you come to peace and you come to terms that you don't fear failure, it just becomes one of the possible outcomes, then you're able to look at it. You're able to analyze what happened. You're able to take in what you've learned. You're able to invest that experience and making yourself for the next time, and you'll be better.
And that's exactly what happened. I was saying failure in the beginning of the episode, and I was not having fear of what people could think, any judgment that could come. Uh, and as I was not putting energy into that, I was not feeling as failing. And honestly, I'm feeling that I'm saying the word better now. What do you think, Sean?
You're definitely saying the word much better, Fatima. And as anything, if you're not failing and focused on something, then you're naturally going to get better with it. Repetition allows us to get better. And so the failure that we receive is something that we can learn from. And when we don't fear that, we learn it even better and faster.
Yes, yes. And that's interesting because one of the next episodes, we are going to bring the topic persistence. And we are going to talk about people like Michael Jordan and Joanne Rowling from the Harry Potter. We are going to bring their experiences in which they were told that they were not good or that they were failing on their jobs. And it's so interesting, and this is very special what we are going to share in the next episode, but it's so interesting how that can have a huge impact on people. And if you feel like a leader in which you are stronger, your thoughts, your inner voice is stronger, you just believe in yourself, you believe that you can win. So anything that might sound as a failure doesn't work as a failure. It will work as a energy boost for you to keep going in your direction, to move forward. Sometimes these experiences, they mean a growth opportunity for you, or as a signal to understand in which direction you should go.
Absolutely, Fatima. Success is built on experiences and outcomes. So some experiences and some outcomes are not always going to be the ones that we're looking for. We're looking for experiences and outcomes that are pleasant, that are wins. If we take away the win and the lose and the failure or the gain, and we simply apply the feedback rule, then we're able to learn a lot faster. We're able to invest what we have learned and become better next time. I'll share a little bit of a story, or I'll share a story with a little bit of my personal experience in it. When I was younger, I was not a good dancer. And I would ask ladies to dance with me who have obviously seen me go around the dance floor earlier in the night and not be super amazing and light on my feet. So that gave me feedback. After I got over the frustration, I knew that I needed to improve my step. I needed to improve my rhythm. I needed to become a better dancer. And so after I got over the anger, the irritation of being rejected, then I took dance lessons. And so after some learning and after a lot of practice and after a lot of fun experience, I was the guy that would go and ask nice ladies if they would like to dance. And most then said yes. So I turned a failure experience into a feedback, which gave me the knowledge that I needed to do. I needed to change something. If we're doing something, getting feedback that we don't like, we let that become an opportunity to grow and learn. If nobody ever told me no, I wouldn't have been motivated to go get lessons and become a better dancer.
That is so amazing, Sean. And I know that you are a great dancer. And I know that is one of the things that you do a lot. And this remembers me Napoleon Hill's quote saying, "Most great people have achieved their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure."
One dance step, right?
Yes, one dance step. Yes. So maybe we can do an exercise with our audience,
Absolutely.
and we invite people to do some inner reflection. And the exercise is called failure or feedback. Right, Sean?
That's a very interesting title, Fatima. Tell me more.
So we invite you to do some steps. First, think about a situation in which you felt or thought failure. You thought that that situation was a failure. Imagine something like that. Can you imagine something like that, Sean?
I have so many of those things that have happened in my life you would not even imagine, Fatima.
Yes, I have one also already in mind. Also, we all have, and now let's see what everybody thinks. So I hope you already have in mind a situation that you felt as a failure, and now me and Sean we invite you to look at it in a different perspective, and we want you to ask yourself, what is the feedback from this situation? What are you supposed to learn here? Can you look to that situation in the different perspective? Sometimes we cannot see right away that that situation was not a failure. That situation was just a step from your next movement. Sometimes that situation is showing you a direction that you should take, a place where you need to go. And for example, for a long time, and this is an experience I had for a long time, I thought that I went through a failed relationship, for example. And it was not a failed relationship. It was a relationship that didn't work out, but I had so many great lessons from it that I feel that I am wiser now. And it allowed me to be in a better relationship now. So, for example, you can think in a relationship that you had, and maybe you learn more about food because that person loved food, or you learn about a place because that person was from a different place. Maybe you traveled more because that person made you travel more. So even if something didn't go the way you wanted or expected in that relationship, you had so many outcomes that focusing on just the failing part is not fair comparing to all the good things you got from that relationship.
Absolutely, Fatima. And you bring up many great points there. And I'll add one too, in that in this world, we're not supposed to win every time. What do you mean, Sean? What are you talking about? Let's say, for instance, the profession of selling. A professional salesperson will receive no's. He or she may approach 10 people and offer them very professionally if and ask if that person's interested in their product or service. And 9 out of 10 will say no. And if that salesperson thought that the no was a failure, then she wouldn't go ask the 10th person who does need a new automobile, who does need a new appliance, who does need a new home, who does need a new jet. And so the world is set up for many no's, many failures, many feedbacks, and the one or two out of however many your ratio is actually provide for a beautiful living and get people who are ready to be involved with what you're offering an opportunity. So other people are not ready to go dancing. Other people are not ready to buy a home. You have to go through your numbers, and there's ratios to that. Over time, you'll say, I've got to talk to about 10 people before I have one that's interested in what I'm offering. And so over time, you'll get your ratios down if you're a sales professional, and you'll understand and know that each one of those no's is 1/10 of a yes.
Yes. And Sean, that's so interesting because I'm thinking right now that a no is an open door for a better opportunity, for a better timing, or for a better and wiser situation.
That's so awesome, Fatima. I love the word no. I love to hear the word no. That just makes me more inspired to continue to get better and to know different word no, to know that no is not a long-term situation. No is feedback. And I love feedback because I get to learn from feedback. If you fear failure, if you fear the word no, then you don't get to invest those things and make a better presentation, get your dance step better, learn from relationships and invest what you've learned into a different relationship, and you've become a stronger partner, and you've become wiser, and you're better understanding and better all the way around.
Yes. Know how to know when a no is a good no.
You're a poet and didn't even know it.
I love this. Next episode, we are going to speak about persistence. Please share with us your comments, your failures, like my
That's right.
failure word.
Share your failures with us. Embrace glorious failure.
Yes, and laugh with them and embrace the growth that come from your conscious, not failures, but tryings. Maybe we can invite people to switch a word here. Maybe we say not failure, maybe we say feedback.
I love that. Both of them start with an F. So there's got to be a connection.
Yes, like Fatima.
Fatima's fabulous failure feedback.
I love it. I hope that everybody enjoyed this episode as much as we did. Please share your comments. We have our podcast in YouTube, Spotify, any platform, on IGTV, on everywhere. So please share your thoughts with us and let's grow together. Right, Sean?
Absolutely, Fatima. Absolutely.
See you in the next episode.
Talk soon.
Talk soon. How do you say it's persistence, right?
In Texas, we call it persistence.
Persistence. I'm failing again. That is so cool. Because if I think, Sean, you have two different perspectives. Maybe we are already recording, but I can see it as a failure if I try to say in a Texas accent. And I can see it as a win if I'm saying in the Portuguese accent.
Your accent is wonderful, and we all have words that stick out to us, and definitely when you I won't call it struggle with an accent, but whenever you're able to invest that and it's part of you, so there's no reason to try to hide it. We embrace it, we enjoy it.
Maybe an improving accent.
Absolutely.
Because you can.
You deserve.
And you are a powerful creator.